Hello, my name is Cherokee Ray, and today I will talk about what have I learned in my nonverbal communication class. And I have my sister as the recorder, my nephew as a guest, and my mom as a guest also. I have learned more about kinetics. Kinetics is nothing but a particular study centered on human body's movements. The movements being mute and unspoken can magically convert the very idea of human personality. According to Berg-Wustel, 1970, Ekman work emphasizes faces and hands that are two recommended ways to analyze nonverbal behavior. In today's society, paying attention to different kinetic movements are important because they help avoid sending the wrong message. According to Paul, he classified kinetics into 5 categories. Number 1 is emblems, are nonverbal signals with verbal equipment. For example, some people give you the thumb sign, the thumb up sign for okay, thumb down sign if you're not doing so well, or any other sign. This is also the okay sign. And number 2 is illustrations. Illustrators create a visual image and support the spoken message. So you probably be using different facial expressions or different hand movements depending on what you're talking about. So you probably can illustrate with your hand or with your body of what you're talking about. Even if you don't have the words to say, some people can like read you from your body movement. And effective displays. Effective displays tend to be movements, usually facial gestures, like if I frown up, that means I'm mad. Or even if I'm confused, I might look a little confused. You can tell in people's face really how they feel, even if they don't have the words to say how they feel. Or for example, like when someone is sad, they have a sad facial expression. Or really whatever kind of moods you're going through, you can see it on your face. For instance, if you're sleepy, then you probably be nodding off, And regulators. Regulators are body movements that control, adjust, and sustain the flow of a conversation. When I'm presenting or even when I'm talking, I always move my hands. It's just a habit of moving my hand. That's what I do. I move my body like from side to side, or I'm moving my hands, or I probably point at what I'm talking about. Or if I was using a diagram, I'll be pointing to what I'm talking about on the diagram. People behavior can be analyzed because of patterns and repetitions. So if I'm constantly up here moving and going from side to side, it's just something that I do. That's something I do. If my sister got up here performed, she probably wouldn't be moving because it's not something that she do. So everybody is different, and everybody has different repetitions and patterns of how they move. Adapters include changes in other movements made with little awareness. For example, I probably, if I need to get through a crowd, I'm patting you on the back like, excuse me. Or the motion of someone doing a good job, you pat them on the back. If I'm walking around the classroom and I see somebody doing a good job, I pat them on the back and probably give them a little stick on their paper, let them know they're doing a good job. Okay. Nonverbal communication affects our communication with others in different ways and can be misleading. So even if I know what I'm talking about, if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you're going to be misled. So that's why it's important to pay attention to the way that people communicate to you. That's why communication is important. To achieve effective communication, you will need to pay attention to the individual body language. Sometimes giving a speech in front of the class, you probably seem a little nervous, so it's going to be a lot more movement than what you normally do. For instance, if I was saying a speech in front of a classroom, I'd probably be doing way more movement because I'm more nervous around different people. And I'm not doing that much movement because I'm way comfortable with the people I'm with now instead of if I was doing it around a bigger crowd. And paying attention will help you narrate their message. So if you look at someone in their eyes, you probably will understand exactly what they're saying. And more than if you're not paying attention to what they're saying. If a person is talking to you and you're looking all around, that means you're not paying attention to what they're saying. So if I'm looking you dead in your eyes, that means I'm listening to you and I understand what you're saying. Paying attention is the only important thing to focus while communicating. So it's important to pay attention because you might miss a message if you're not paying attention. Also, when communicating, you must pay attention to what is being said, along with observing body movements. So, when you're talking to someone, like for instance, if you go to an interview and you're getting interviewed, you need the person that interviewing you, you need to always give them a direct answer. And you need to look them in their face when you're giving them a direct answer. So she can understand that you're communicating back with her and you understand what she's asking you and you understand the question that you were giving back. Not everyone pays attention to what is being said, but most people can remember by gestures, facial expressions, or body movement. Like even if you didn't hear a word that the person said, you probably remember something that she did. Like, oh, she probably rolled her eyes, or she probably humped her shoulders up, or she probably waved her hand at you, or anything similar like that. So I have learned a lot about kinetics this term. Hopefully I'll be expecting to learn more. And also, communication are human violation, emotions, and thoughts. And Tucker discovered that in 2013. So in conclusion, we hope everyone understands about the kinetics and communications and all the 5 categories that I explained to you today. Thank you.